Not coming. It's like a stop ordering craft beer and take this getup off. I bought this jacket when I was graduating university. I was walking to a mall, and I saw it when it was a tailor shop, and I thought it was slick, so I went and tried it on. It fitted one, fit me perfectly. By that I mean it buttoned, which it obviously no longer does. It makes me wish that all clothing was sized the same way baby clothing is sized. This button up. 252 months. But I fit back into it. After I did this elimination diet. You gotta try it. Whatever. I don't need someone else here to go through the motions of a first date. They always end up with the same for me. I feel like I spend too much money on beer I don't like. And I'm going home bloated, congested, and alone. So I usually show up and order the cheapest thing on the menu, or the second cheapest thing, and I feel like it's going to go somewhere. And spend most of the time trying to be funny and not think about the fact that my butt, or my stomach rather, is really stretching the buttons of my shirt. At what point on a first date with someone that is very clear you're never going to be with, do you kind of call it quits and stop kidding yourself? Oh, you like rock climbing? I took a geology class once. I had no idea it was so easy to get a membership to Costco. Good to know. Good to know. You're not out to your grandmother. Funny story. I came up to my grandmother by mistake on the news talking about stigma about AIDS. Pretty sure she thinks I have AIDS. I've been single for about a year. My last relationship lasted about 3, and ended with my ex telling me I was kind of distant and complacent and kind of generally unmotivated. So I'm trying to be more engaged and be more keen on doing things. I've always wanted to do comedy, but I kind of never give it a shot. And he would always say, well, why don't you just do it, just try it. And so I don't know, I've been trying to be more engaged, be more keen on stuff. I even brought carnations. I love carnations. Carnations are my favorite flower. You can buy them discounted, and they last just as long as regular flowers do, full price, so fiscally responsible. I don't know. I was reading an article about topics to talk about on a first date, to make sure I was doing it right. And it was broken down, the one I found was broken down into phases. Now the first phase was the first 10 minutes, and it was questions like, what do you do for work, how long have you been doing that. The second phase was after the first drinks arrive, and it's a little more detailed, so it's questions like, when you're not at work, what do you do? And what kind of music do you like? The third phase, however, was called Things Are Starting to Heat Up. And it suggests that you ask some more personal questions to really get at the root of who this person is. And the first suggestion they make is, are you a cat? Or a dog? If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? If you won the lottery tomorrow, what's the first thing you buy? You have any siblings? Coffee or tea? People not showing up really bothers me. It makes me kind of want to get a job as a street sweeper, car driver, and kind of get their address and then drive back and forth in front of their house all night, every night. On that note, work. What do I do? I'm recently unemployed. Well, I quit my job. I just couldn't walk back through those doors one more time. I got a job as a busser at a bar a couple blocks from where I live. Nothing makes you feel quite as good about yourself as dropping off a resume with both a university degree and a history of kind of career-y jobs to wash dishes. But, you know, I don't know. I've always kind of wanted to be a comedian, so I kind of want to give that a shot. But is that even a job? I was laying in bed recently in the afternoon on a work day. And I thought that I might be depressed. So I decided to Google the symptoms of depression on my phone. And a website came up that was called depressionhurts.ca, and I said, yes, it does. I'll give that a shot. Go to the website. It's a kind of run-of-the-mill self-help website. There's lots of pictures of rocks, pictures of leaves. I'm not sure why we find that comforting. And there's all kinds of pictures of like sad people next to pictures of like happy people. We're all trying to get over there somehow. No real information. But at the top of the page, underneath where it says depressionhurts.ca, there's a page counter. And it kind of tells you how many people have been to that site before to give you some kind of sense of community, make you not feel so alone. When I visited the website, it said depressionhurts.ca. You are not alone. Over 0 visitors. Made me feel a little better. Do you want to travel? I don't want to go anywhere. I like New York, but other than that, I'm not particularly interested in going anywhere. I don't like flying, and I didn't know why I didn't like flying until the first time I flew. But I figured it out. And what it is, it's part of takeoff, which might seem silly, but when you're taking off, you're kind of going up and up and up and up, and you sink down a little bit. It scares the shit out of me every time. I hate the feeling of falling. I feel that's why I couldn't live in an apartment building, because I hate elevators so much. What was the question? The further automation of planes doesn't comfort me. Every time I tell someone that I'm afraid of flying, they always say, why? What's so scary about flying? The plane basically flies itself. That's what's scary! When I picture a pilot, I picture someone in a slick leather jacket, goggles, a bunch of war medals, and someone that can like rip a plane off a cliff without even thinking about it. But my assumption is that when planes become easier and easier to fly, the requirements to be a pilot become more lax and more lax. point where the person operating the plane is the same person who operated the tilt-a-whirl at the shitty fair under the McDonald Bridge last summer. This doesn't comfort me. Did you do anything interesting this weekend? Or this week even? I did a couple things. I cleaned the dust bunnies out of the sex toy cart I found in my bed. I ate 5 donaires. Just sauce on the side. I spent 16 hours researching a keyboard for my iPad that I don't use. It was a pretty big week. Probably the most exciting thing about my week was I got in a fight on Kijiji. Let me explain. I was trying to sell an old TV. It's very near and dear to my heart. It's an old wooden floor model TV from the 60s. I bought on Kijiji. It's a long story, so I won't get into that part. But this is the story I'm telling. I'm trying to sell this TV. Posted an ad, but I had also had to buy an adapter for the TV so you could actually use it. So if you just bought the TV, it's useless. This is important information that might seem superfluous. I put an ad up that said $15 for the adapter, which was a $45 adapter brand new, which is a really good deal. I said, make me an offer on the TV. I get this response. I get this inquiry. Hi, I'm interested. Please contact me if it's still available. Would you take $10? To which I respond, with the adapter, I could do both for $15. To which they respond, ooh la la, nop. Which presumably they mean nope. Spelt nop. I didn't love it. I didn't love that response. And so I said this. Okay, that's pretty rude. And then they say, that TV should be free. The wrong thing to say. I said this. Well, I guess we'll have to agree to disagree. That's what's wrong with people today. Everyone wants something for nothing. I don't think $15 is unreasonable considering that the adapter costs $40 new. I'd rather throw the TV off a building, bracket, with the adapter, and bracket, then sell it to you for $1 million. Side note, I wrote this response wearing a towel because I had just got out of the shower and I couldn't wait to get dressed. A few minutes pass. I'm not checking my phone. Go back about a half hour later, and I see a message that just says, wow, hurtful. Cry face, cry face, cry face. Which I don't respond to. They respond again. You know where this is going. And they say, would you take $20 for it? I realize you're right. At this point, I actually think I like her better than myself. But it's also the point where my neuroses kicks in, and I assume the only reason this person now wants my address is to come murder me. not only do I take that ad down, but I also take down my other Kijiji ads, including a small white desk chair from Target and a really slick little wooden hallway table, because where my brain goes is, well, what she'll do is this. She's going to go to my other ads, reply to my chair ad, ask to buy that one full price, maybe $5 more than I ask. Of course, I'll say yes. She comes to my house, murders me. So I respond, sorry, already promised it to someone else. Good luck in your TV hunt. Whatever. He probably had a Coney 2012 profile picture I didn't see. I scrolling through. I guess I can take Matthew off the list of boyfriend name tattoos I was thinking about. It's too long anyway and hard to change to something else if it doesn't go right. There's a real kind of all-consuming faith that someone has to have to get a name tattoo from someone else. I don't think I've ever had as much faith in anything in my entire life as someone who gets a name tattoo does in their love. I've been seeing this graffiti a lot lately that just says, love self. And I saw this graffiti downtown on some scaffolding at a construction site. It was painted in white, and it had been painted, or no, it was painted in black rather, and it had been painted over in white. Now, I know that a construction worker did that. I know a construction worker painted over it. But I prefer to think that it was done by someone who hates themselves, saw the graffiti, and said, "Not today." I was reading an article called Conversation Topics to Avoid on a First Date, which I didn't realize till after I was finished reading it. It was on singleparentmeet.com. And it suggested various things you shouldn't talk about. That included your ex, your shitty job, death, and money. Now those just happen to be four of my favorite topics. And so it's kind of difficult for me to have these conversations. It's probably a blessing he didn't show up. I probably didn't prepare enough funny things to say anyway, so it's probably for the best. I feel like people always say that a sense of humor is the most important thing, but I really believe that. It's the only thing. I recently took up sexting. I hate it. I'm not good at it. I never really know what to say. So what usually happens is this. Someone will say something filthy, and I'll respond with, And I don't know if you've ever tried to type out on your phone before, but when I did, it autocorrected to mom. This happened again. I was talking to someone I wasn't particularly interested in, but I have a hard time saying no. And so what I tried to say was, I shouldn't tonight. And what my phone thought I meant was I shouldn't, too ugly. still not sure if my phone thought I was too ugly or if he was. Still working it out. Do you have any pet peeves? I'm pretty easygoing. Yeah, I'd say I'm pretty easygoing. I don't like people chew with their mouth open. I don't like people who can't change their mind about something. Oh no, this is what it is. It's when you go to a public washroom and you go in, and everything is automatic but one thing. So you go in, you get a little automatic soap, you lather it up, you go to the sink, you get a little automatic water, and you go over here to the pump, the paper towel, and it's a fucking pump. This isn't the ending to the story you've been telling me. So I have to pump some paper towel, take it back over here like an idiot, lather up some more soap, wash off my hands, try them with the paper towel. I had to rip myself! No, it's not that, it's this. It's when someone orders fast food like this. I'll have a cheeseburger. And a medium fries. And a medium Coke. That's called a number 2. We didn't create this numbering system for no reason. If you can't get in line and do this correctly, let a professional show you how. Other than that, I'm like pretty easy going. Family. What about family? Me. My mom works in the hospital. My dad is a mechanic. They're nice. My brother's a mechanic too. Most of the guys in my family are mechanics. I didn't really want to do that. I'm still like taking a shower every day. And it's not to say that I'm a dirty person. I just, it's a lot of bother. And maybe that's the appeal of comedy. You don't have to get up till 7 p.m. and shower's pretty optional. But I don't know. I wish that there were emotional wine pairings at the liquor store. And while I appreciate the little pig and the little cow and the little fish, what I find more useful is if it said something like, this wine pairs nicely with being on the phone with your mother for far too long. This wine complements spending 2 hours responding to your coworkers' passive-aggressive emails. This rosé lifts the notes of your neighbor's terrible tuba playing. All these things would have been much more useful, and let's be honest, I'm not making dinner anyway. Religious? I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm religious. I wouldn't call myself an atheist. I just don't really have enough information one way or another to know. I don't know. I was raised Catholic. I was baptized. I had First Communion. I had confirmation, which is basically supposed to be this thing where you go to the church and you're like, hey man, yeah, I'm like totally still into this. But I don't think it's how it was for me. I don't think it's how it was for most people I knew. I feel like most people in my Sunday school were either gay or were basically just all gay. And so it's kind of tricky. It's kind of tricky for us. possibly to be religious and young. If it's 1820s, and a lot of information kicking around. Makes sense. But now there's just so much information, probably too much information most of the time. And I know it's about faith, and I know it's about believing in things we have no reason to believe in, but we don't really do that anymore. And I don't think that's necessarily a good thing, but I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I was reading the acknowledgement section in the Bible recently. Is that what it's called? It'd be funny to be in the acknowledgement section for Adam, who always kept me on track. Either way. I was reading that section, and there was a copyright date. It said copyright 1973, which I thought was strange. Shouldn't that be 0? I don't think Jesus wore bell-bottoms. I don't think Jesus listened to disco. I was listening to the radio, I was listening to like a religious radio station in the country one time, and there was a program on where a preacher was kind of talking about, if you're good, you go to heaven. If you do good things, you go to heaven. And someone came to the microphone and said, like, what do you even do in heaven? Like, what do you even do? What do you do in heaven? How entitled of a person do you have to be to ask a question like this? It's like you're comparison shopping for afterlives. Well, heaven has like my grandparents and like an all-day buffet. But hell has this really cool roller coaster that I've been really wanting to try out. Heaven is either going to be really awesome or not a thing. So chill out and just kind of wait it out, right? I feel like I should get going. It was really nice to meet you, but I feel like there's someone I really should meet. So have a great night. Snug. Tonight's the night! Yes, tonight is the night! Anyone ever say that shit to you? Every time someone says that to me, my immediate thought is, no! No, it's not. I'm very tired, I'm bloated, my feet hurt, and I really need to go home. What if tonight is the night? I had a date earlier that didn't show up, and it was kind of almost better. I feel like I spent most of the time just kind of thinking about topics we would have talked about, and I realized that I would have basically just kind of been spending most of the time waiting for him to stop talking or finish talking. Basically the same thing, right? Finish talking so I could crack another joke. And if he could have made me laugh, that would have been great too, When that happens, I'll probably just elope. But I can settle for being the only funny person in the room. I don't know. I just feel like when someone makes me laugh, nothing matters for a minute. And it's just something so huge, and something just like explodes inside of you.